Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Tricky Jim. Thank you so much for tuning in on this lovely Thursday evening for some Gym Leader Challenge action. That's what we got going on at Full Grip Games tonight. And I am thrilled about this because tonight we are debuting our brand new stream table and setup. Let's head down to the tournament table. Things are getting started right now. So let's head down to the tournament table and check this out. We've got round one on the way. Craig Davenport on the left versus John Patterson on the right. And look at that beautiful Pokeball table. Wow. And the new banners in the background. Yes, I know. That's my handiwork right there. You know, graphic design is my passion after all. It's not. It's not. But very excited about this, the new Pokeball table. I even got it to where I was able to minimize the reflection on the table. I mean, I'm very excited about that because as you can see from this angle, the table is quite reflective. However, I was able to solve that with a little bit of handiwork. The handiwork is that I strapped my t-shirts to the overhang. Yeah, as you can see, I strapped a bunch of black t-shirts with zip ties to the truss system. That is how I was able to completely remove. I know, right? Dang. We've got a problem solver over here, folks. I just zip tied all my black t-shirts to the table or to the overhang. And now the table is perfect. So excellent. This is our very first match on the new feature table. Very first game ever played on this new feature table. And I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes. Dude, this table looks sick. I'm so excited about it. Honestly, it looks so good. Completely custom made for the shop, so yeah, just couldn't be more excited about that. Just a really unique setup we've got here. So, all right, our match is underway. We have got Craig Davenport versus John Patterson. John's on the right. It looks like he is going to be starting off with his Rainy Day cast form against Craig with a Remoraid. I feel like I could zoom this camera in a little bit. So maybe I'll do that too. I feel like it could choke in. It could choke in just a touch, you know. But that's all right. John's going to start off with Nest Ball, and this is a water mirror, folks. So should be a good matchup. Craig is probably going to be playing the Hydro Pump Water. Whereas John has been playing a non-energy accelerating style of water deck. It's more you just manually attach energy. You attack with Pokemon that can do a lot of damage for a little bit of energy investment, like Palafin, Inteleon, Frostlass. So two different water strategies here on the table. I have also heard that apparently the Pokemon Company International is going to be hosting Gym Leader Challenge on the Pokemon trading card game live as like a format that you can play for like a few weeks at a time or something. They're going to have these different fun formats kind of like rotate throughout, I guess, is like what they announced. But I mean, it doesn't seem like they're going to have all of the cards from Black and White onwards, you know, programmed into Pokemon TCG Live by the time they do this. So it looks like they're going to be kind of debuting like a truncated version of Gym Leader Challenge, unless they're like completely going to be, you know, getting every single Black and White card an X and Y card added to Pokemon TCG Live between now and the time that they run this, then that's not going to be a thing. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Pretty cool nonetheless. Oh, maybe these guys are both playing. All right. I thought Craig would have been playing the Hydro Pump water deck, but it looks like he might be playing the Special Whales deck. I mean, we'll have to kind of see which version of... Yeah. I'm thinking this is the Special Energy water deck. You can see the Titan in Craig's hand. So Craig is playing a Special Energy water deck. Craig did take the dub last week with his Darkness deck, so fun to see Craig trying out a new type here tonight, where John has been really playing this water deck for weeks now, and has been grinding out games with it. So he's very well practiced with it. He knows exactly how to play it. So we'll see if he's able to finally get his water badge tonight. Iono from Craig. Both players are going to see 6 cards. And Craig does have Alolan Vulpix on the bench, which can use its free beacon attack to search the deck for... Ooh, and Buddy Poffin off the Iono. That's huge. Beacon allows you to search your deck for 2 different Pokemon and put them into your hand. So that combined with this Buddy Poffin is huge for Craig, since Craig can go search out 2 basics with 70 hit points or less. It might just be Sobble, honestly, because, what other basic with 70 hit points or less is really in this deck other than the 4 that are already in play? You've got Alolan Vulpix, Remoraid, Snom, and Sobble. That's probably it, right? But this is really all you need, because Alolan Vulpix can use that Beacon attack, free retreat on Remoraid because of the Air Balloon, and Beacon can go search out maybe Frostmoth and Drizzile. And that's just like a great start. Or you can get Octillery and Drizzile. Yeah, that's just a fantastic start right there. So, very powerful start for Craig. But we do see that John top decks the Marnie, which will be able to send Craig's new hand to the bottom of the deck. And the Special Whales deck is playing Parallel City, really. I mean, it is playing Parallel City, which is interesting. And the reason why it's opting to play Parallel City is because the Special Waves Wailord already does like 240 damage, which overkills just about everything in GLC. So being able to limit your opponent's bench is worth the -20 debuff you get by putting Parallel City into play, because the Special Waves water deck can already, it already over 1-hit KOs everything. Parallel City is also one of the best cards at defending against Parallel City. So what's funny is when you put Parallel City into play, you're also protecting against getting yourself hit by Parallel City, because your opponent can't counter Parallel City with Parallel City. So it's definitely interesting. John finds Evolution Incense off the Marnie. He's going to be able to use that to search out an evolution Pokemon from his deck, and we'll see which one he goes for. There's the Frostlass, and Frostlass can take a knockout on this Alolan Vulpix. Frostlass's attack allows you to put up to 7 damage counters on Frostlass, and it does 20 damage times the amount of damage counters you place on your Frostlass. It looks like John's got some options here with this Shady Dealings. What does he want to go for? He's got Seismitoad in hand. Is it just correct to go get Dive Ball and kind of hold, and then you could Dive Ball for Inteleon next turn and get 2 trainers out of the deck? Oh, I like this play from John. So John's actually going to use Drizzile's Shady Dealings, go get Buddy Poffin, use Buddy Poffin to go get Fion, and then Fion can use its Whirlpool Suction ability, and you see Craig is kind of already ahead of the game here. Whirlpool Suction allows you to push your opponent's active Pokemon to the bench. It puts itself to the bottom of your deck. And then Craig has to choose a new Pokemon to promote, and it's going to be the Frostmoth, which is going to allow John to take a more pointed knockout, knocking out this the Snom. Knocking out this Snom is going to be way more impactful than knocking out the Alolan Vulpix there. So good on John, placing 3 damage counters on the Frostlass. That is a knockout for 60 damage. Let's go. Craig's got Irida this turn. Can play Irida. Search his deck for a water Pokemon and an item card to put into his hand. And John's board is looking pretty solid. No consistency Pokemon in play, like no Octillery yet. That'd be like the one thing that you'd like to see from John's board, but everything else is looking nice. Craig really needs to respond here and say, like, okay, well, how do I keep pace in this game? The Special Waves Wailord deck is a slower, more comeback-oriented deck, so it's okay if Craig goes behind a couple of prizes. He'll be able to make his way back into the game by denying knockouts with a big Wailord eventually. I mean, that's always the plan. And sure enough, that Wailmer was prized, so we see Irida search out Hisuian Heavy Ball so that Craig can go get that Wailmer onto the bench. And this is going to be Craig's comeback plan. It's going to be getting that Wailord powered up, and then you can heal it, deny knockouts. There's cards like Mallow and Lana that you can play. I mean, just a lot of options to keep that Wailord kicking. And we see the Pot Helmet getting dropped on the Wailmer. Water energy to the Wailmer. And then Craig's probably going to use an Abyssal Hand also. Fill his hand up to 5 cards. Now, even if Craig doesn't get an Energy Accelerator into play this turn, I mean, the Snom, I don't think this deck plays Baxcalibur, just Snom and Frostmoth. Even if Craig is not able to find Snom again, that's okay, because we do see that Craig was able to find the Reversal Energy, the tail end of his hand there. And so long as John is winning, Craig will be able to power up Special Waves with that Reversal Energy. Reversal Energy providing 3 Rainbow Energies to an evolved Pokemon while you're behind on prizes. So John taking the lead, but Craig stabilizing now. Finds Citadel and the Wailord off of that beacon. I think it was Wailord. Might have been Inteleon. Couldn't see. Who is it? Articuno, actually. Citadel and Articuno. And the Wailord there is already at the end of the hand. All right, so John's got Research and Versus Seeker. He's just going to Versus Seeker for Marnie. I like that play. Yep, just disrupt that beacon again. Keep putting pressure on. And John could be in another situation where if he finds that Fion again, this could be very annoying. And there's Level Ball. So John could find that Fion again, push around the Alolan Vulpix again, which would be really annoying for Craig to deal with. Seismitoad's ability also just makes it really difficult for Craig to be able to attack. Seismitoad has an ability that makes it so that the defending Pokemon needs an additional energy in order to perform its attacks while Seismitoad's in the active spot. And John's actually going to forego the Fion to get his own Octillery set up. Decides to use Level Ball to get out Remoraid and is valuing his own board stability there. So key choice there for John. He's got Octillery in hand, so that play makes sense. And then we'll take out the Alolan Vulpix. with the Frost Blast, having to place 3 more damage counters on itself. And let's see if Craig can get this Wailord going. Craig just had the Wailord and the Reversal Energy tossed to the bottom of the deck with John's last Marnie. He had everything he needed in hand in order to special waves this turn. But now those cards are in the bottom of the deck. So, can Craig find them? That is a major question. Craig's got Versus Seeker. And it's going to be another Irida. Irida, I'm confident can find the Wailord, but I'm not confident that Craig's going to find that Reversal Energy this turn. It's not the easiest card to find in the deck. So Craig would pretty much have to draw into it off of the Octillery, which would certainly require a little bit of luck on Craig's parts. And Craig's still weighing this Irida. Well, 3-card hand. What's it going to be, Craig? Not a lot of great options. I think you kind of just have to... I think going into Articuno is like kind of what Craig wants to do this turn. So for me, off of Irida, it would be Articuno and like just anything else. Because at least if you push into Articuno, well, I would, yeah, if you push into Articuno, then there's no risk of John being able to use a boss's orders or something to bring up that Whalmer. You could also just go get the Wailord. And if you go get the Wailord, then John's not going to be able to one-hit KO the Wailord either. But Craig does have to make a move here because he's been using this Irida for a while now. Craig, don't make me bust out the walkie, Craig. Oh, I don't see, there's no walkie down here on the match table. No. All right, I can't walkie down. I don't even have the ability to walkie right now. Craig, make up your mind, dude. You're taking too long. You would have gotten warned. And it looks like Craig's going to get Inteleon and Nest Ball. Nest Ball getting Articuno. And I think you just sack the Articuno, probably. Attach the water to Whalmer. Say, all right, you're go, bud. Oh, Craig is going to use Shady Dealings. Preemptively. Could get a Parallel City if he wants it. Looks like he's getting himself Tropical Beach. That is a nice draw out. And Dive Ball. Can use the Dive Ball to go get Wailord. See, here's the issue. I think Craig here, he overcooked himself a little bit. He needed to not use the Inteleon yet. Because I really wanted to see Inteleon get used to grab like Raihan or teammates or something to really just force the Wailord play. So I think Craig is kind of like overcooked himself a little bit. And it looks like off the Inteleon, he's going to get Dive Ball and Capacious Bucket. Capacious Bucket, get a couple energies, Dive Ball, get Wailord. So yeah, I think Craig overextended himself a little bit here for no reason. You know, like imagine if John played another hand disruption card. I don't hate that Inteleon has a water energy on it. That's good. And then Octillery can draw 1. It's not bad. And Craig will just pass. So here comes Octillery for John's side. Now, John's got a handful of supporters and has to decide which one he wants to go with. He actually does have the boss's orders, so that boss is getting denied right now because of the Articuno's Blizzard Veil ability. Articuno has an ability that says as long as it's in the active spot, prevent all effects of supporter cards done to your bench water Pokemon. So Articuno is blocking that boss's orders from being played by John. Now, this Frostlass has been out here swinging for a little while. It's got the Spiteful Psy attack, which allows you to put up to 7 damage counters on this Pokemon, and the attack does 20 damage for each damage counter you placed. If Frostlass uses that attack again, it's going to knock itself out, which you're allowed to do. I mean, John could place 7 more damage counters on the Frostlass and knock itself out to do 140 damage. So John could knock out this Articuno with the Frostlass and trade knockouts going 1 for 1. Now, I don't know that that's exactly what John wants to do, but it is an option. Frostlass also has the Icy Wind attack, which does 40 damage and makes it so your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. So those are John's options with the Frostlass. You know, thank you Mega Pugzilla for that Prime sub over on Twitch. Appreciate it. Thank you. And it looks like John's going to play Irida as his supporter for turn. And with Irida, John can search out a water Pokemon and an item card. Inteleon. It's a shame that John doesn't have bench space for the Fion, because Fion could push the Articuno out of the active spots, allow John to target down something on the bench. But he doesn't have that available right now. Getting a Seismitoad would be a little bit difficult because John would have to get Aqua Patch going or something like that, I think, in order to get that Seismitoad going, because Seismitoad's attack costs 2 water. So here John's going to use the Shady Dealings as well. Get to search his deck for 2 trainer cards, put them into his hand. And you can tell John is trying to figure out like what the best route is here. I mean, it's certainly intimidating looking at the Wailord, but both these players need to watch their pace of play because things have been taking a little bit too long here, I would say. Both players' sides. General rule of thumb is that you got 15 seconds to make a game action. You can't be spending a minute or two deciding how you want to use your trainers. So, if either of them ends up watching this back, that would be my... that would be something that I would point out, because both players are kind of taking a little bit too long to make their play here. You know, thank you, Miko, for that tier 3 sub. Appreciate it. Nearly 5 years, 59 months. Thank you, Miko, for your continued support. I really appreciate it. Dang, the one day I don't have my walkie-talkie, these guys are playing Glacial. I have my walkie-talkie. There's just no walkie down there on the table right now. Can anyone hear me? Is this linked up to anybody? All right, John has made a play. Capacious Bucket. Palpitoad. And we're moving. Sure. Water Energy to Palpitoad. Scoop up nets. Reuse the Inteleon. And then John is going to choose to knock out both active Pokemon with the Frostlass. Okay. Spiteful Sigh. 140 damage. Evolution Incense, and we've got Satitan now in play. This is one of the reasons I would have liked to see Craig, I think, save the Inteleon from last turn, because now that you've kind of seen this play that John has made, I feel like being able to use Shady Dealings this turn would allow you to make a stronger play, I think. So that's my one thought, right? Because now that you've already used your Inteleon kind of for no reason, right? I don't feel like Craig got enough value out of that Shady Dealings last turn. And that is something that I see a lot of players do, is they kind of just evolve the Inteleon and use Shady Dealings just to use it. But in Gym Leader Challenge, I mean, you really have very limited use of that ability. And in your water deck, Shady Dealings is the strongest ability that you have access to, really. So I do feel like players need to be a little bit more careful with how they use that. Looks like Craig is going Nessa this turn, allowing him to recover up to 4 water energy or water Pokemon, or any combination of those, from the discard pile to his hand. He's going to get the Articuno and the Snom back. Totodile Dundee wants to know, what are some of my favorite Gym Leader Challenge decks on YouTube? Parallel City. So now John's got a tough decision to make. Has to discard his bench down to 3. And Craig is decreasing the damage that his Pokemon are doing by 20. My favorite GLC decks, I like Water, Grass, Darkness, and Psychic. I don't know. I like a lot of them. I really like Metal as well. And then Inteleon, Aqua Bullet, 100 damage. And then no Snipe because of the red side of Parallel, decreasing all damage done by 20. So that Aqua Bullet attack would typically do 120 damage to the active and 20 damage to the bench, but only 100 to the active, none to the bench with that downside. And John, able to find a Guzma there, I believe, off the top of his deck, yes. And has Drizzile. So we'll see yet another Shady Dealings come down from John. He gets to search his deck for a trainer card, and John is playing Enhanced Hammer, we see, in his deck. Thank you, 13 Snowy, for that Prime sub in the 5 months, and DTJ Laws. Yo, I appreciate it for the 53 months. Thank you, DTJ, and thank you for the kind words. I really appreciate that. Snowy wants to know how many players tonight. I will figure out that information. I'm texting my people. I'll let you know. How many players we got tonight? Not exactly sure. Looks like it's going to be Rod and Brooklet. Oh, no, you got all right. I'm going to have to take someone down there who's going to have to go watch the pace of play. All right, just texted downstairs. Yeah, both players are really, really wearing out their allotted time right now, I would say. Taking way too long to make decisions. And I did just message downstairs to maybe give those players a nudge. Unfortunately, I've got a walkie MIA right now, so not able to walkie-talkie down at this moment. Natalie did say that there are 18 players in attendance tonight for GLC League, so that is a 5-rounder. And then next week, we are going to have Journey Together cards legal for Gym Leader Challenge. So not tonight, but next week. And then John's going to use Boss's Orders and Seismitoad to take out the Snom. This puts Craig in a really weird spot because Craig now needs an extra energy if he wants to attack with his Wailord. Doesn't have access to Snom, so can't evolve into Frostmoth to get extra energy into play. If Craig doesn't push the Seismitoad out of the active spot, then Seismitoad's going to be coming in for like 220 damage next turn. Seismitoad has this attack that does 100 damage, and then, yeah, Echoed Voice does 120 damage, and during your next turn, it does 100 more damage. So that Seismitoad's coming in for 220 damage next turn if it doesn't get reset. Craig's got an Abyssal hand for 1. Finds Guzma, so he actually can push this Seismitoad out of the active spot, which is a big deal. Could attack with Intellion. Yeah, and it looks like he's going to target down the Drizzile and use Aqua Bullets to knock it out. Gets another Water Energy onto his benched Wailord, so that's big. And then Aqua Bullets do 120 damage. 100 damage because the red side of Parallel is facing Intellion, and no Snipe because that red side of Parallel City is facing Craig's water deck. All right, here comes Basculin. Can John take his final 2 prizes? If there's one thing that I think John has going for him is that he might be able to just push around and ignore this Wailord. I think Craig has been a little bit too slow to set up. And I think that's been Craig's downfall this game, is that and like I said, I think Craig's huge mistake in this particular game is that he did not use Intellion to go get Raihan to power up this Wailord. That's the problem, right? I think Craig needed to save that Intellion to go search the Raihan out of his deck so that he could guarantee get that Wailord going, find the reversal energy, and then like Wailord is kind of just doing Wailord things. So that would be my major critique of Craig's side of play. And we've definitely felt that lack of Wailord in this game. I mean, John has just been kind of dictating the tempo of the entire match and has forced Craig to not play his game. That is like the one thing that John's done really well. He's kind of forced Craig to do things he doesn't want to do. Craig's attacking with Inteleon. Usually Inteleon is kind of like an intermediary attacker, you know, kind of in the middle of the game where, you know, maybe you've attacked with Wailord once and you're rebuilding, you're just kind of trading with Inteleon in the middle. Inteleon is not like the main attacker of this Wailord deck. You just can't attack with him. So yeah, seeing Craig unable to get either the Wailord or the Titan, you know, fully realized here, it's definitely a little bit concerning because I feel like he's had the time to do so. And with John having just one prize remaining, Seismitoad's doing 220 damage. So I think Craig is kind of just out of luck. Has to retreat into Wailord or a Pokemon that can soak this hit, right? Like, has to retreat into Titan. And then just pass. I guess you could go Tropical Beach, fill your hand to 7. And then does John have a way to finish this game off? Field Blower. And there it is. John is your round 1 victor. That's right, John Patterson taking the dub over Craig with his special water brew. GG's, GG's, GG's. Well played by both players. Let's see what we got going on over here. Shocklock versus Garbodor. Oh, I love this. This is so sick. You got to get a tool on that Garbodor, Ben, so that you can't get shocklocked anymore. Wow. Yeah, wow. Look at that. JD would be shocklocking. All right, I'm going to leave you guys with this match here for just a second while I go and get a walkie-talkie from downstairs. Hang tight. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. I will be right back after this quick break. I'm going to go get the walkie-talkie situation figured out. I'll be back momentarily. All right, I'm back. Thank you so much for the patience. I got the walkie-talkie situation has been alleviated. I've got a walkie-talkie now. So now if players are playing too slow, I will be able to harass them from upstairs in my studio. So very thankful for that. And I was also able to go down and harass John and Craig, who definitely deserved it. So they have been harassed and told, don't take 5 minutes apiece on your Irida, why don't you? Yes. Who said you could take 5 minutes on Irida? Nobody. It's not part of the rules. So, it's crazy to think we are just very close to the, we are very close to the Full Grip Games Gym Leader Challenge 1K. It's happening next Sunday, so very excited about that. Next week, we're going to be playing with Journey Together cards, so that's awesome as well. Swizzerton with the 2,500 bits. Yo, thank you so much, Swizzerton. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the continued supports. It really means a lot, so thank you. Let's get some hype going for Swizzerton. Is Hop's Choice Band going to be overpowered in Colorless? I think that, yeah, Colorless is looking like it's going to be the deck to beat at the GLC 1K for sure. So that would be my main prerogative if I were able to play, and I wish I was, but if I were able to play, figure out how to beat that Hops Colorless GLC deck, because that is certainly going to be a popular choice. Definitely. Round 2 is getting underway now. Let's see who we've got on the feature match table. We've got Hunter versus Jack. Very cool. Hunter on the left, sporting the nice all-black Kent State hat. Versus Jack on the right. That is Cacturn Jack, as he goes by. And Jack will actually be joining me in the studio tomorrow for his first ever stream appearance. Like, you know, co-host stream appearance. Jack is going to be joining me for a best of 7 Gym Leader Challenge Conquest. And I'm excited because I haven't gotten to do a GLC Conquest in, like, I don't know, it's been a little while, so I'm thrilled. And we're going to be playing with the new Journey Together cards, so I'm very excited about that. There we go, round number 2, Hunter versus Jack. Let's go, let's go. We were showing off our banners. I don't know, and someone in the Tricky Gym Discord said that this banner is perfect because as soon as people lose on stream, they can see that Full Grip's always buying bulk and singles. So as soon as they lose on stream, they can just go sell their deck to Full Grip Games. Yes. We've actually got a lot of Gym Leader Challenge content on deck right now. I mean, we've got today's GLC stream. Tomorrow, Jack and I are going to be playing a best of 7 conquest here in the studio. And then on Monday, Ben Morris is going to be joining me for even more Gym Leader Challenge testing. So, very excited about all of that. This is a big Gym Leader Challenge weekend. And then next week, I believe I'm having Chase in the studio. We're going to be doing a Best of 7 Standard Conquest series featuring new cards from Journey Together. Oh, and Hunter has got the Lost Zone Psychic deck. Okay, so we've got Hunter with Lost Zone Psychic against Jack with Water. Both these players are 1-0 right now. I'm excited to see how this one ends up. I know Hunter is one of the biggest defenders of the Lost Zone Psychic deck at our Full Grip Games League. So I look forward to watching him pilot it. Looks like he's going to use Mysterious Treasure. Discard that Sableye, who will be his main attacker in this deck, to go get Shuppet. And right now, Hunter's got Uxie in the active. Uxie's got an attack. Painful Memories. Put 2 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon. Very good card for this spread-oriented deck. And thank you, Spike Owens, for that sub and the 41 months over on Twitch. Thank you. Appreciate it. Jack's got a Tate and Liza and Hisuian Basculin. And opted not to play the Tate and Liza. Interesting enough. So he must have something in that hand he really likes. That or he's overthinking it. We'll see. It looks like Jack is playing a very similar version of Water that we just saw John piloting with Seismitoad. And I think it's just the Drizzile in Jack's hand that he really likes. Yeah. So that makes sense. Drizzile is a very good option for next turn, and having the Sobble already on the bench is nice. This is Jack's first prize check, though, so he's having to figure out who is he going to gather the crew for, and it looks like it's going to be Castform and Temple. I don't really like benching Castform in this particular matchup. I mean, Jack kind of has to figure out, like, how am I going to keep my bench as small as possible, you know, keep my liabilities as low as possible. And, you know, Castform is like kind of a luxury. It's got free retreat. You don't actually have to have the Castform in play in order to like make the deck work. So I do think that Jack should have probably held off on the Castform. And Hunter is just going to play Hex. Is it Hex Pass? Wow, Hunter doesn't have anything going on. No energy to move that Uxie. Just nothing. Fat nothing. Comfy on the bench. Cannot move it into the active spot. Hunter just has to pass. Very unfortunate indeed for the Lost Zone Psychic deck. Now Jack is going to have an opportunity to continue establishing his board. Has to be careful, of course, if Hunter is going to be able to get you know, if Hunter's ever going to be able to get up to 10 cards in the Lost Zone at this rate, who knows? Jack's going to use Buddy Buddy Poffin, go get Finizen and Remoraid, and then Tate and Liza to shuffle draw 5 cards. So held the Tate and Liza last turn because he had the Drizzle in hand, but now can't play the Drizzile, so is just going to use Tate and Liza to shuffle it away and see 5 new cards. You know, without any of his abilities this turn. Let's see what Jack can do. 5 cards, finds Frostlass, Basculegion, and a Water Energy. Ultra Ball could be good and go get Octillery for next turn, but I don't think you actually want to use that Ultra Ball yet. Probably just, I would put the Water Energy on like Timpole. Yeah, pass it on over. Just say your go. Yeah. A bailout for Hunter? Yes! Professor's Letter. It's going to allow Hunter to go search his deck for 2 basic energy to put into his hand, and those 2 emerald energy there are looking really nice. Hunter will be able to attach one to his Uxie, and then retreat into Comfy. Comfy can use flower selecting. And finally, Hunter will be able to start moving through this deck. Flower selecting. Ooh, another recovery card. And the blender. I feel like he... this hand sucks. I'm going to be honest. Yeah, the blender, what are you going to blend away 2 of these cards in your hand? It's not great. It seems like Hunter has seen like almost all of the recovery cards in his deck already, which is... Because I think that other card in his hand is Tulip, isn't it? Or something like that. It's just not great. So Lost Blender puts 2 cards to the Lost Zone. And then draws 1. Just, oh, it's Arven. Okay, Arven. That is a much stronger card than Tulip. I couldn't quite tell what it was. So here, Hunter is going to be able to search out a tool card and an item card, and we'll see which tool and item he's favoring. Now, if there's one thing going for Hunter, it's that even though he's had a slow start so far, Jack has not actually attacked yet, so that is good for him. But you can't really assume that Jack's not going to get an attack next turn. You know, Jack looks like he's in a pretty reasonable space to be able to get an attack going. Now, if I were Jack here, I would really want my board to be like Inteleon, Seismitoad, and Octillery. And that's it, right? You want to be attacking with Inteleon. You want to be attacking with Seismitoad. Honestly, if Jack can just attack with Seismitoad, I think he should just win, because Seismitoad's ability makes it so that Hunter would need... I'm going to have to yell at Hunter to speed up, dude. Come on, man. You can't take a 10-minute Arven. But... yeah, that Seismitoad's ability makes it so that the opponent would need an extra energy in order to attack. And forcing the Lost Zone deck to have an extra energy on Sableye is like a total death sentence. So, all right. Decision has been reached on the Arven, Countercatcher, and U-turn board. I don't know that Countercatcher actually matters here, so I don't really like that choice from Hunter, because like what's the Countercatcher gonna do? The Basculin's already... all right, just saving it. Like literally, I was like, what's this Countercatcher gonna do? Because Basculin is like already the guy you don't want in the active, and Basculin's already in the active, so just kind of a confusing choice there for Hunter. And now, oh my goodness, Jack has everything. Jack literally has Irida in hand. And I was just thinking to myself, like, if he's got Irida, he can make the Seismitoad attack this turn. So I really want to see Jack make this play happen. You can Ultra Ball for Octillery. I really hope... is Octillery in deck? If Octillery's in deck, I think you just get the Octillery, and then you draw a couple cards first, and then see if you like hit a piece. Because I think Irida could get you Rare Candy Seismitoad. So you still need like a couple more pieces. Maybe you find the Drizzile off of like... maybe you find a Drizzile off of the Abyssal hand. So I think you have to go Ultra Ball for Octillery here and just draw a couple cards first, and then try to make it happen from there. The Octillery might not be in deck. I don't know if I saw it. But if Octillery's not in deck, then why would Jack have gotten the Remoraid into play? I don't know. Jack, you just Ultra Ball for the... oh, never mind. There's a Drizzile. All right. Play ball. So he did Ultra Ball for the Drizzile. Drizzile's using Shady Dealings. Shady Dealings go get Capacious Bucket. 2 water energy. All right, so lots of water in hand now. And Jack's got Irida, which he can use to go get Rare Candy and Seismitoad. So he's like almost there, but he doesn't have the extra pivot to be able to move the Basculin out of the active spot. There's another reason why I'm confused as to why Hunter got Counter Catcher, because it's like it's not even guaranteed that Jack's gonna be able to take a knockout. Like, it's just like a weird card for Hunter to have chose to put in his hand. It's like it's not active, not guaranteed to be active next turn. I feel like he could have continued setting up or something, but anyways, Seismitoad's fully ready to go, and that's gonna be a pass from Jack. We'll see what Hunter's got this turn. 3 cards in the Lost Zone. Flower Selecting, Ultra Ball, and Horror Psychic Energy. Letting go of the Horror Psychic Energy. Now I'm starting to get concerned about the amount of energy in Hunter's deck. Again, Jack's deck is going to be putting pressure on Hunter's resources. Hunter's already got 2 Psychic Energy down. I mean, 1 energy in the discard pile, 1 energy in the Lost Zone, and a special energy in the Lost Zone. And Hunter has not seen anything that resembles a Colress's Experiment yet. So, kind of just like spinning his wheels, not doing a lot. Yeah, you could Tulip for your 1 Psychic Energy, I suppose, and then retreat into Uxie, spread some damage counters. Why not? I think that's the best thing he's got. Uxie can use that Painful Memories attack. Put 2 damage counters on all of Jack's Pokemon. And there we go. Painful Memories. And again, I do think that Jack overbenched a little bit. I feel like there are some Pokemon that Jack has in play that don't need to be in play. For instance, the Remoraid. If there's no Octillery in deck, that thing shouldn't be in play. The Cast Form, that thing probably shouldn't be in play. And now the Finizen's only got 50 hit points, and if that thing's not evolving into a Palafin, then it shouldn't be in play either. All right, so now, Hunter, are you going to Lost Zone another Energy Hunter? Really? Or are you going to take the Iono? I mean, this is a terrible decision to have to make. Hunter's got, like, no energy. So has to Lost Zone, right? You have to Lost Zone the Iono, because at this point, you cannot afford to Lost Zone another energy. Got a question in chat. What do I think Uxie's Painful Memory is? I don't know. It's a good question. All right, here's the Counter Catcher. Counter Catcher, bring up Basculegion. Jack should probably have not evolved that Basculegion into play because now it can get stuck. Jack also knew that Hunter did have Counter Catcher in his hand. Hunter's going to Lost Zone the League headquarters with Lost Vacuum, retreat back into Uxie, and will Painful Memories yet again. Can Jack find his way out? He's got Marnie and Rare Candy. You really don't want to Marnie Hunter after all this dead drawing, but Jack doesn't really have a choice. Gonna find 5 cards. Floatstone. Hey. It's a great find there for Jack. Floater, exactly what he needed. And then can retreat into Seismitoad. And again, Hunter is gonna have a lot of pressure with this Seismitoad. Seismitoad, I think it's the Quaking Zone ability. Yes, Quaking Zone. makes it so that the defending Pokemon needs an additional energy in order to perform all of its attacks. And sure, why not a Muscle Band? Why not? Jack goes to 4 prizes remaining. Hunter draws. And in order for Hunter to attack, he's going to need an extra energy or to push this Seismitoad out of the active spot. Or to play Hex Maniac. Nest Ball can go get Mimikyu. And Memories of Dawn Mew also making its way to the bench. See, Jack's board is looking a little precarious right now. I mean, there are 4 damage counters on every Pokemon he has in play. I do think, again, Jack overbenched a little bit during the setup phase. Shouldn't have benched all those Pokemon like that. Should have tried to stagger. You want to stagger your setup a little bit. You know, force Hunter to use an attack suboptimally, right? Like you force Hunter to use Uxie when there's only like 3 Pokemon in play. That just feels terrible. And that's like with spread decks, you want to force your opponent to make terrible plays. That's like the whole thing. We got Fog Crystal. How many basic energy actually left in this deck? Probably not many. Hunter is up to 7 cards in the Lost Zone. Still not 10. And it looks like Hunter is considering Mind Report Mewtwo. And when you play Mewtwo from your hand to the bench, you get to put a supporter card from your discard pile on top of your deck. We see Jack's going to eye up those supporters now. Yeah, and Hunter not able to use an attack this turn because of Seismitoad's Quaking Zone ability. So that's just getting completely shut down by Seismitoad, and Jack is just going to be able to keep swinging now. I would say that Jack is in a very good position. He does still have Scoop Up Net in his deck. The little Spell Tag. All right, we'll see if Spell Tag can catch someone slipping. Let's see. But yes, Jack's in a very good spot. All he has to do is, yes, the headquarters is Lost Zoned. Yes, the Pokemon League headquarters, yes. I would say Jack just has to hit like a Scoop Up Net somewhere here. You know, deny one of these knockouts, at least. Like, if you can deny one of these, that would feel pretty good. Here's Octillery. All right, so we found Octillery. That is quite good. Sure, Pod Helmet onto Drizzile. Aqua Patch. Get that second energy onto Drizzile. I don't mind seeing Inteleon evolve. I mean, give that Drizzile, 120 more hit points. Probably pretty good. Guzma. Oh, yeah, dude. Just chase down that Sableye. Give him the business. Give him the business, Jack. Show that Sableye who's boss, Jack. Do it. Punt that thing. Yes. And here comes the Basculegion with the Floatstone. Ah, you thought you were going to manually attach to Sableye over the course of 2 turns. No, 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 no. Seismitoad going to chase it down. Guzma and Echoed Voice, 120 damage, 140 with the Muscle Band, coming in for 240 next turn. Hunter still not yet to 10 cards in the Lost Zone. Now at 8. Trainer's Mail, Random Receiver is found. Raihan is found. All this work to attack with Sableye once. It seems like so much work. It's so much work. Hunter's going to check his resources real quick. He's got Mind Report Mewtwo. So he could Mind Report a supporter on top of the deck and then Random Receiver into it to guarantee what he gets. Or he just let the Random Receiver go. All right, so no Mind Reports. What is the supporter? Are we going to find the Colress's Experiments? Is it even in the deck? There it is. Colress's Experiment. Wahoo! So that is going to put Hunter up to 10 cards in the Lost Zone. However, Hunter cannot attack because of the Quaking Zone ability. So even if Hunter does get to 10 cards in the Lost Zone, it is not going to... It's not going to alleviate his issues. His issue is this giant blue toad in the active spots, making it so that his attackers need an extra energy. Here we go. Colress's Experiment. Keep 3. Lost Zone 2. That's going to be the Beach Courts. Probably the Pokestop. You don't need that. There you go. 10 cards in the Lost Zone. Ding, ding, ding. We've done it. But can Hunter stop the bleeding here? There's a Meowstic, Mewtwo, 1 Psychic Energy. The 1 Psychic Energy is not going to do it. Here's a red card, so Jack has to shuffle his hand into his deck and draw 4. And it's looking like Hunter's going to have to just sack Mimikyu again. Probably has to save Raihan to try and attack with his Sableye once, if he can even do that. Hex Maniac also an option if Hunter can get that going. Hex Maniac could allow him to turn off the Quaking Zone ability, which would be quite good. All right, Psychic Energy to Mew. And a pass. Ooh, and Jack's got Field Blower in hand, so can just remove that spell tag from the Mimikyu, no problem. It's not going to have to deal with that at all. And then Jack's also got Research and Intelligence, so literally he could just do whatever he wants to do this turn. Field Blower is going to remove both tools. I like Water Energy to Basculegion. I think that's fine. And then Shady Dealings. Let's see what Jack's got. Switch Raft. I mean, that card's good. Heal 30 damage. Love to see it. Mallow and Lana, also really good. A lot of really good cards. And I don't see the point of grabbing in, personally. Yeah, I would rather see you play a more proactive card to just, like, maybe makes your Pokemon bigger and tougher to... Or a Scoop Up Net to deny a prize somewhere would be really good. N and Switch Draft, yeah. Not totally seeing the value of N here. Switch Draft's not bad. Unless you're, like, just going to research to discard the N. Which could be a possibility. Small thing here, but if you do play a card like Switch Draft into a free retreater, then don't retreat right away. You always want to, like, save your retreat until the very last action before you attack. For the most part, there are very few situations where you actually want to, like, there are some situations where you need to retreat earlier on in your sequence, but almost always, N will disrupt the stack support. That's true, it's true. Almost always you want to save your retreat as the final thing. Now, Jack may be 99.9% positive he's going in with the Seismitoad, but it's still just like good practices. You just want to make sure that you're kind of doing the sequencing correct. Save the retreat till the very end. So that way you just have all of your options in front of you before you decide to attack, right? Level Ball, Evolution Incense. And now Jack's got all of his Pokemon evolved up, so they've got as much HP as they can possibly have. The N actually ended up being a good play. It's fine. You like disrupt the stack supporter. I mean, but how much disruption are you really doing? Because you're going to give your opponent a 6-card hand, right? So, like, I get it. And we got an Echoed Voice from Jack. Jack going to just 2 prizes remaining. All right, will Hunter finally be able to attack? Tulip. Get Sableye, a couple Psychic Energy back. And Hunter will be able to attack this turn. Escape Rope's going to push the Seismitoad out of the active spot. You just send up that thing, yeah. You just send up the cast form. It's got free retreat. Sure. Hunter's got Banette now, which can send itself to the Lost Zone. And then switch into Memories of Dawn Mew, and now Mew can copy Lost Mine to place 12 damage counters on Jack's board. But all Jack has to do is attack twice, and he wins. So, yes, Hunter's going to be able to take a bunch of knockouts here. I do think that, and by a bunch, really just 2, right? I mean, can knock out the cast form, and then Octillery, and then the Octillery kind of has to be part of it, right? Because you need to limit your opponent's draw, I guess. But you also have to pressure, like at this point, Jack's only got 2 prizes left. So Hunter has to pressure Jack's attackers, or else Jack is just going to attack twice and win. And Lost Mine. The rest of the damage is going to go on to Seismitoad. There we go. Now Jack can draw. Now he's promoted. I think at this point, if I would like to see Jack hit like Scoop Up Net. Hex Maniac would be quite good. There's no Octillery. So it's really just Hex Swing, right? I mean, what more do you need to do? Go back into Seismitoad. Don't overthink it. Jack should absolutely be attacking with a Seismitoad. Unless he's going to Hex, in which case Intellion's fine. Because Hex does turn off Seismitoad's ability. It actually might be optimal to just like attack with a Seismitoad, no Hex. Yeah, I kind of like that. Jack does need to burn these other cards in his hand, though. Burn the Nest Ball. Just play them, right? Get them out of your hand. And then you should also play Ball Guy as your supporter for turn. Yeah. I don't like that Jack held onto those cards without playing them. Play the nest ball, play the ball guy, thin those cards out of your deck, make them so that your opponent can't like disrupt you, right? Like what if Hunter were to play an N or a reset stamp or something like that, right? And then what if Jack drew back into nest ball and he really needed to find something good and instead he draws into ball guy, right? Like Jack didn't actually play a supporter last turn, so that's a little thing. It's little plays like that that just go a long way over the course of a tournament. You just got to be doing small optimizations like that constantly just to increase your odds of winning any given game. So definitely would have liked to see Jack kind of go through the victory motion there, right? Like go through the thin your hand, thin your deck, go through the motions of protecting yourself against hand disruption. And it looks like here, Hunter just has to go for a Hail Mary Guzma on Palafin. Just trying to stick something. We'll stack Hex Maniac, but us with a bird's eye view, we see that Jack has got the water energy he needs in hand and can just retreat the Palafin into another attacker. Hunter is going to place all the damage counters on Seismitoad, but it doesn't matter. Energy, retreat, Intellion, Aqua Bullet, GG's. Jack is your winner. Taking round 2 over Hunter with his Lost Zone deck. GG's to both players. Jack able to take that dub. We're going to be seeing more of Jack tomorrow as he's going to be joining me for a Gym Leader Challenge Conquest here in the studio tomorrow. So very much looking forward to that. I haven't had a chance to play a GLC Conquest in a little while now, so that should be cool. We're going to be using cards from the new Journey Together sets tomorrow as well. So if you were interested to see how Journey Together is going to impact Gym Leader Challenge formats, we'll have those cards on display tomorrow. Jack will be joining me about 10, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. For our conquest. I'm also working on editing a standard video as well, trying to get that out before the set goes live. I imagine that the set is probably going live Thursday, right? On Pokemon TCG Live. I mean, I don't really follow anymore, but I suspect that Journey Together will be live on TCG Live, either Tuesday or Thursday, right? Thursday? Cool. I did also hear that apparently they're going to be doing Gym Leader Challenge on TCG Live for a few weeks. Like, Pokemon Company International is kind of rotating fun formats on TCG Live that you can play for like a couple weeks at a time. And Gym Leader Challenge is one of the formats. But they don't have all the cards coded in. So I think it's going to be a truncated version of Gym Leader Challenge format. I suspect, unless they are also going to, announce that they've programmed all of the black and white and X and Y cards, then it's not going to be. I know on the website it says the card pool is black and white onwards. I know, but do they have those cards? Wouldn't they announce that they had those cards coded into the Pokemon trading card game live if they did that? I don't think that they would not miss an opportunity to announce that they have full expanded format, right? Like the Pokemon Company International would announce that. Did TPCI ask me about GLC integration beforehand? No. 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 No one from TPCI has reached out to me in months. So I didn't know. Didn't know that this was on their agenda. So, yeah. Cool stuff. But it does, we'll see. We'll see if they get all the expanded cards coded in, or if it's just going to be a or if it's going to be a truncated version. We'll have to wait and see. Here, let me read the announcements. And sorry, everybody on YouTube. I know on YouTube it says that it's the thumbnail. It says it's a Journey Together pre-release. It's not accurate. I was unable to figure out how to change the thumbnail, so sorry. I know. Still got Lily's Clefairy stuff. Highly anticipated. All right, let's pull up Poke Beach. Let's see what Poke Beach's got going on. What you got going on, Poke Beach? Any Pokemon TCG news? New print runs of Terrestrial Festival EX and other sets available in Japan this week. That's cool. Highly anticipated Team Rocket set likely to be revealed this week. That'd be sick. Officially revealed this week. Wow. April 18th. Wow. That's cool. Very much looking forward to that. Yes, highly anticipated by me also. New print runs of some Japanese sets. Cool. I don't even know, where do you get news? Where do you even, get news from the Pokemon Company if not for Twitter? I'm not using Twitter anymore, so can you go to Pokemon.com? Do they actually put the news on the front end of Pokemon.com? Let's try that. News. 2025 Global Challenge 3 online competition. What is that? Anyways, I see they posted it on Twitter. Okay. Hello, Pokemon TCG Live community. We've got a lot to cover, so let's jump right in, starting with new game mode coming to TCG Live, Trainer Trials. The Trainer Trials. Trainer Trials is a brand new game mode available within the Casual Matchmaking tab that offers rotating deck building challenges to change up how trainers play the Pokemon TCG. Trainer Trials tests trainers' deck building prowess within a limited time frame, while also allowing some cards they may not normally see play in Standard a chance to shine. The formats range from setting the maximum number of copies of a single card a deck in play, all the way to supporting Gym Leader Challenge format with TCG Live's card pool. Have some fun idea for future trials? Let us know here on the official Pokemon forums. It does feel strange to see TPCI using something that I create without any acknowledgement. That's kind of funny. Like, I named Gym Leader Challenge, I created the ban list, like all that. It's very funny. I guess it just is what it is. But like, part of me feels like I should get like a stipend or something, right? Because like at this point, it does feel like I'm doing work for them. Like, you're using my game mode that I created, like that. Like, am I like in the total wrong to feel that way? Like, part of me is excited, but part of me is like, man, like, am I totally off base to feel that way? Like, this is just my ban list. It's just my format name. Like, you know what I mean? It just feels weird. I'm not gonna lie. So like, my feelings on it are a little conflicted because TPCI has not talked to me since before Worlds, right? They're like, that's how much communication me and TPCI have right now. They have not talked to me since before Worlds. So like, haven't talked to me in like 8 months. Oh yeah, we're putting your format in the game, but like, do you mind if we use all your rules from the website? Yeah, man, whatever. It is what it is. Anyways, let's go. Game time, gamers. We got John Patterson and Dave Cook. Let's go. It's weird because like, I maintain the format and I keep the ban list, but like, TPCI isn't acknowledging that I do that. Like, they're kind of ignoring that I do. They're like, la la la, we pretend we do not see it. We pretend that Tricky Jim is not doing this work for us for free. La la la. Like, that's just what it feels like, right? I pretend I do not see. Anyways, game time. We've seen John's deck already on stream. So we know he's playing the Seismitoad water deck, but anxious to see what Dave is playing. To me, it's like, I'm basically, I know it's not I know I don't own Pokemon, obviously, but like, I am providing work for them, even if it's like on a consulting level, right? Like, I am providing work for them that they are using for, you know, they are using without like, you know, any sort of like, like, you know what I mean? Like, they're using my work for sure. It's their IP for sure, but they're also using my work without talking to me at all, which is like the most TPCI thing to ever do, I think, right? Like I said, they haven't, like, TPCI has not reached out to me in any official capacity since before Worlds. So it'd be cool to be in like a bigger discussion with TPCI so we could talk about this kind of stuff, right? But like, they just don't talk to me anymore. So that's just what we got going on. So I'm like, cool, guess I'm figuring out just like the rest of you guys. Right. It'd be like if I made a ROM hack and then Pokemon just ripped the ROM hack and used it as their game without acknowledging the ROM hack creator. Right. It's like, it's kind of, it just, yeah. It's like, I feel like they could be doing more. They could probably be doing more to, like, you know, talk to me about it. But I guess they don't want to. So it is what it is. Thank you, Martin, for that Prime sub in the 11 months. Appreciate you. But yeah, so no, I'm not really excited about it because Pokemon didn't involve me at all, right? Like, they're using my work without talking to me about it. Like, I named the format, I created the format, I created the ban list, I popularized the format, and it's just like, yeah, I feel like Pokemon basically given me no thanks for that. Like, they printed my name in the book, right? They printed my name in this book, but they didn't even thank me for creating the format. They thanked me for popularizing the format, which is not accurate. I created it, right? Like, I created it, I named it, and I popularized it. But like, they were very intent to avoid claiming that I created the format, even though I did. So like, so that they could like claim that they created it if they legally needed to. They would just claim that they created it. So that's what seems like is going on, right? They're just kind of like happy to use my work, not happy to compensate or involve me in any kind of way or talk to me about it, but happy that it's doing so well that they can just use it, right? Well, I think that there's probably a solution where they just ask me to be a consult, like a, you know, where they like hire me to be a ban list consultant, right? Or something like that. And we could have a relationship like that. And we could work together. But instead they just ignore me. So like, you know what I mean? It's just is what it is. They don't send me product anymore. They used to send me product. They don't send me product anymore. They don't even send me Elite Trainer boxes anymore, man. They haven't talked to me since before Worlds. I know they ripped the rules right from my website. I know that. I'm saying, I just wish they'd talk to me a little more. Yeah, thank you, Horsey, for that sub in the 67 months. Appreciate it. But also, it's like, I don't expect anything else. It just is what it is. This is what I've come to expect. So, why don't I reach out to them and talk about it? There's no point. There's just no point. They're going to do what they want to do. If, you know, there's no point. It's David versus Goliath, right? All right, got Colorless versus Water. Dave's got Dodrio going. Who won David versus Goliath? So true, Murford. So true. Even if Pokemon were to like acknowledge that I keep the ban list, right? Like acknowledge that I do the work to keep the ban list and that I do the work to upkeep the format. But the thing is that they don't acknowledge that. Like they won't officially acknowledge that I put in the work. Right. Basically, from their end, all I am is a content creator who helped popularize a format, and nobody knows who made it. Nobody knows who upkeeps the ban list either. Nobody knows. In fact, nobody knows. That's like if you were to take it directly from TPCI, you would not be able to figure out how all that happens, right? You'd be like, I don't know. Some players use a ban list. They find it somewhere on the internet. I don't know where they find it. Who knows? These players, they play this format. It's called Gym Leader Challenge. We don't know who named it that. We don't know who keeps the ban list. We have no idea. All I know is it just appeared somewhere, and now we use it. Yes. It's like, no, it didn't get created from a vacuum, dude. Like, I don't know. That stuff makes me mad, but it just feels like, especially like, it's not like they don't have a relationship with me. They could just talk to me about it, but they just don't. So that's the most frustrating thing, I think. And I know that they're trying to do, like, they just want to support the format too, and they are excited that people are into an alternate format, but like, it feels like, this is the way it feels like to me. It feels like to me that Pokemon is using my work at their events, right? Gym Leader Challenge is my work. I created it. I named it. I keep the ban list. I help popularize it. It's my work. They use my work at all their major events, right? It's the most popular alternate format that's played in the Pokemon trading card game. They use my work at all their events. And now they're using my work on their digital client, TCG Live. But they just haven't supported me in any way, right? So they're using my work without supporting me. Like, I'm in a position where like it's feasible that I could no longer afford to be a content creator, I don't know, 6 months from now. It's feasible. It's possible. I don't make a lot of money doing this, right? And for a company as big as the Pokemon Company to be using my work without helping to support me, that feels really, really bad. And like, they frankly just don't care. They don't care. They don't care about me. They don't care about any of us. They don't care if I can put food on the table for my family. They don't care. They don't want to support me. They don't care to support me. That's what it feels like. It just feels like they don't care. They don't care about me at all. But they use my work all the time. That's what it feels like. So no, I'm not really excited. If that makes sense. I'm excited that people will have more ways to play Pokemon. That's great. So. It feels like they could have done something. I mean, I've been kind of like asking them to talk to me about this for a while. With no response. So to compare, Commander was a fan-made format, and there used to be like an official council acknowledged by Wizards of the Coast that upkept the format, but then the council officially handed the reins over to Wizards of the Coast to upkeep Commander format once they started receiving death threats for bans that they enacted. So, yeah, that's the direct parallel there. If you want a direct parallel. So yeah, you know, and if anything, that's proof. That's proof of like how much work and stress it can be to like upkeep a format, right? So like, but the thing is that Wizards of the Coast and the, to my knowledge, Wizards of the Coast and the council that like upkept Commander format, they had like a relationship and communicated openly with each other. But like, Pokemon doesn't talk to me. so they just pretend. It seems like they'd rather pretend I don't exist, frankly, which just makes me feel really bad. You know, they don't even do like the like, Pokemon's not even doing the superficial stuff, like sending me like elite trainer boxes or booster boxes from each set. They're not even doing that stuff anymore that they do for like any influencer. It's just like they pretend I don't exist. They gave me a TV show and then just were like, who's this guy? You know, and then it's like you're continuing to use my work, but you're not even going through the motions of like upkeeping a healthy relationship with me, right? Like, not even a little bit. So I don't know, man. So yeah, I don't know. The whole situation with them has just been very odd to me. It seems you would think that any other business in this situation would be in open contact with the person who like wouldn't you think? Like wouldn't you think that like they'd want to be in contact with me about all this? I don't know. I guess they're just very happy to not be. That's just what I have to assume, right? So they're very happy to just continue reading gymleaderchallenge.com and just use all that, you know, just use all that, but then don't talk about it either, right? Don't talk about the fact that you're using gymleaderchallenge.com, but use gymleaderchallenge.com. Yeah. But don't talk about it. Yeah. The fact that it's someone's job, this is what gets me going, all right? The fact that it's somebody's job at the Pokemon Company International to read what I write on gymleaderchallenge.com and implement those rules into their game without talking to me. That's got me feeling weird, okay? Like, someone's job at TPCI is to read my work and copy it. Right? Without acknowledging me or anything, right? Without supporting me as a creator, without supporting the content, without any of that. Without even sending me a booster box as like, they used to do that. They don't even do that anymore. I don't know, man. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, yeah, I'm mad. Of course I'm mad. Like, dude, you guys don't talk to me, use my stuff. Like, how do you think this relationship is going, guys? How do you think? Like, dude, it's ridiculous. So, But anyways, that's why I'm so thankful for the relationship that I have with my sponsors. I'm so thankful that our relationship that I have with Full Grip Games and Dragon Shield, because like those are the businesses that support me, right? Those are the businesses that support me, that have a great relationship with me, that have put in the work, and like I've put in the work with them, but then they've also reciprocated and put in the work with me. And now like me and Full Grip Games and me and Dragon Shield, we all have great working relationships, right? But then with like TPCI, they just they'll go months to years at a time without talking to me, without supporting me at all. And then they'll show up when they want to use something, or they'll show up when they want to use me, and then it's on to the next, right? And that's just exactly how it's been. So like at this point, I just don't care. So, what can I do? It just is what it is. Got a tie game here, though. It's looking great. All right, so Dave is looking like he's in a pretty good spot. He's going to be going up a prize here. John does have fully loaded Palafin on the bench. But because Frostlass only has 10 hit points remaining, Dave's going to be able to take the knockout with just a ram on Cyclizar. All right, Dave's got Raihan this turn. So he's going to be able to pop an extra energy into play, which is really helpful. And then gets one card of choice out of his deck. He's going to go get Luxurious Cape. That's interesting. Give that Cyclizar an extra 100 hit points. Why would you do that? Because Palafin's Justice Kick does 210. I mean, I guess there's no way, 210 will be 10 damage short of knocking out Cyclizar. Yeah, thank you, Holler, for that sub in the 42 months. Appreciate it. And John's going to use Artisan first. Go get Fion so he can push around the Cyclizar. Yo, thank you, Pokemon Master Ryans, for that Prime sub in the 8 months. Super Rod. Looks like John's looking at Timpole, Drizzile, and Sobble. John's going to chuck those guys back into the deck. And Quick Ball, discarding Hisuian Heavy Ball for Sobble. All right, and then are we going to see a Fion Whirlpool Suction? Yes, John's going to push that Cyclizar out of the active spots. And then what do we got going on here, John? What's the move? Or Dave, yes, what's the move here? Come on. I'm looking for some action. Who's coming up? It's going to be a Rangaroo. Gets the promote. Basculegion down on John's side. And retreats. Grudge Dive. We'll be able to take that knockout. Perfect 120 damage from the Basculegion. It also confuses, but it's not going to be relevant considering that Rangaroo is knocked out. So now Dave just has 3 knockouts left to take, and I feel like the one thing that's going to help John swing this game back in his favor would be if he is able to deny a knockout somehow. Palafin has 150 hit points with a pot helmet. That's 180 effective HP. So that could be a tough card for Dave to knock out. But the real clincher is going to be that Seismitoad. If John can get the Seismitoad set up with the Quaking Zone ability, then, Dave might not be able to respond to that. Because Quaking Zone makes it so that you need an extra energy attached to your Pokemon in order to take a knockout. Dave's got Cypher Maniac this turn, which he can play to stack his deck. And then can draw into the cards he stacks with either Dodrio or Bibarel. Looks like he's stacking a double energy. And one other card, but I didn't quite see what it was. Rescue Stretcher for Kangaskhan. And here's a Nest Hatch. For 1. And you know exactly what that card is because you stacked it. So there's Lost City. And then Industrious Incisors. There's a double energy. And double colorless energy looks like it's going to Kangaskhan. Zooming draw can get another draw. And then Kangaskhan can rally back, take the knockout on Basque Legion. But first, Dave is going to use Palpad and toss a supporter from the discard pile back into the deck. You probably want Rhyhod and Guzma would be the two that I grab. Looks like Dave's just going to chuck Guzma back in. Probably want to see that Rhyhon in there because you just don't know. John could play like Enhanced Hammer, and then you just are feeling kind of bad, right? And you want the opportunity to get that extra energy into play. Now, Dave is looking like he's going to be able to choose Special Charge and Boss's Orders off of his final 2 prizes before having to take his final prize. So those are 2 really good cards, and you see he chose Special Charge, so he's going to be able to put 2 special energy back into the deck. Yo, thank you, Sky Knight Ryan, for the sub and the 60 months. Wow. Thank you for the continued support. 5 years. Appreciate it. All right, John's got Nessa. Can recover up to 4 water Pokemon or water energy from the discard pile. And it looks like he's got the Frostlass, 2 waters. Back to hand. John certainly has an uphill battle here. You know, can easily take a knockout on his Kangaskhan with the Palafin Justice Kick. Justice Kick will do 210 damage. Take the knockouts. And now Dave is contending with a Pokemon that has 150 hit points and a Pod Helmet, so effectively has to do 180 damage in order to take this knockout. We'll see what he can do. Thumping Snore from Snorlax does do a perfect 180 damage. So if he can find one of those double energy that he's chucking back into the deck with Special Charge, then Thumping Snore will get the job done. Thank you, Cargomatic, for that Prime sub and the 20 months. Appreciate it. And looks like Dave is going to be actually attaching to the Dodrio. This Dodrio's got a muscle band on it. And let me see what this Dodrio does. It's got the Ballistic Beak. This does 10 plus 30 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So that's only 160. Oh, 160 plus 20, though. It's 180. So the Dodrio will be able to guarantee take knockouts thanks to that Muscle Band. And here's a zooming draw. Puts another damage counter on the Dodrio. Draws a card. And then here comes the bird. And Dave can take that knockout. Gets another energy. And now, John is not in a great position. I don't know that there's anything he's going to be able to do to shut this engine down. At this point, with Bibarel set up, Industrious Incisors fill the hand of 5 cards, so even a card like Iono is not going to be capable of disrupting Dave enough. But Iono will get played anyway. Put Dave's hand on the bottom of his deck. He gets just 1 lonely card. John's got a Drizzile, so can Shady Dealings, but look how thick this deck is. Lost City is in play, so Pokemon that get knocked out right now are getting sent to the Lost Zone. Drizzile for Evolution Incense. Evolution Incense. We're going to go get Frostlass. John's feeling like he's a turn behind. Really needs to have that Seismitoad powered up this turn. Quaking Zone might be able to turn things around, but Frostlass taking a knockout and leaving itself with a low amount of HP isn't going to do it. And we've got Abyssal Hand, fill the hand of 5. And then what does this Timpole do? It's a heads flip. Is that discard an energy from the active? Yes. Screw Tail. 10 damage. Flip coin of heads. Discard an energy from the active. All Dave has to do is find a single energy, and this game's over. And there it is. Ballistic Beak. And that is GG's. Dave will take the win in round 3. With his colorless Gym Leader Challenge deck. Congratulations to Dave. Dave, usually a standard player. Been nice to see him making the trip out for Gym Leader Challenge these last few weeks. And finally get a GLC stream match win under his belt as well. Congratulations to Dave. Let's see, we've got our Shock Locker. JD looks like he's wrapped up right now. Hunter also wrapped up. And all of our other feature match tables are wrapped up for the time being. All right, folks. Hang tight. I will be right back after this quick break. Thank you all so much for being here. If you're looking for all the best Pokemon trading card game singles, make sure to check out FullGripGames.com. And for all the best sleeves and accessories, DragonShield.com. Use code TrickyJim at checkout for 5% off at DragonShield.com. I'll be right back. All right, y'all, we are back and getting ready for round 4 of 5 here at the Full Grip Games Gym Leader Challenge League Night. Just got word that Jesse Parker apparently dropped at 2-1 after making a game-losing misplay. You hate to see that. Sorry, Jesse. Rip. Better luck next time. We've got an exciting round 4 here, though, for you, with last week's finalist, Alex Carpenter, on the left versus Dave Cook on the right. So we're going to get to see Dave pilot his colorless deck that we saw last round. And maybe I'll actually get to commentate over it this time, as I won't be distracted. Against Alex, who I hear is playing Darkness again after his success with it last week, dropping only to Craig, who ended up winning the whole thing with his Darkness deck. Now Alex is on tear again with some unfinished business to take care of with his Darkness deck. So we'll see if he is able to earn his 7th badge. I think it would be his 7th badge here at Full Grip Games. And Alex is already your badge winner from last year, so yeah, I can't quite see the badge board that way. So if Alex goes the 2-peat, goodness gracious, if he goes the 2-peat and wins the badge race both years that it's been a thing. Jesse's telling me on Twitch that he makes so many mistakes, it's crazy. I know, Jesse. I watched you play the other day. I know, dude. Your GLC play is super scuffed, Jesse. You need to work on it. I'm not going to lie. The thing about Gym Leader Challenges, it's a deep and complex format. If you just waltz into it expecting to just, like, pilot a singleton deck of 60 cards perfectly, yeah, you practice how you play, man. You've been doing too much standard, not enough GLC. Yeah, GLC is hard. It's hard to pilot a GLC deck perfectly. It is. It's part of what makes it so fun. There are like an exorbitant number of spots to misplay when playing a GLC deck. There are so many different ways to misplay, actually. Which also makes commentating over the games a lot of fun, too, because there's a lot to talk about. Well, it's round 4. Ooh, and Alex has got the Guzzlord starts. Battle of the Titans. We've got Guzzlord versus Kangaskhan. Dave going to go first, attached to Snorlax. He's got TM Turbo Energize in hand. Not a lot else, though, from what I can tell. Yeah, not seeing anything else there from Dave. He's got a Luxurious Cape. He's just going to pass. And let's see what Alex has got. Alex has got a great-looking opening hand. Buddy Buddy Poffin. And a Trainer's Mail. So just really strong start there for Alex. Yeah, I'm definitely loving the look of the new table, man. This thing looks slick. Gotta say, this top-down view, this thing looks immaculate. It's got like some sort of epoxy finish or something. I don't really even know. I don't know how you'd even go about creating a custom table like this. All I know is that the people who did it did a great job. They told me they could make me one. The building engineer who made this table told me he could make me one, and I asked him how much. He said it was about $1,000. I'm like, yeah, I would love that, but it's not in the budget at this moment in time. but maybe one day. Unfortunately, I've got a lot of other debt I'm working off at the moment, so can't afford a cool Pokemon table for the studio. But that's okay, we got one here. Trainer's Mail. Alex finds Pokegear. There's only one more thing I want to create for the stream area. I want to create some sort of like, who commissioned the table? We did at Full Grip, myself and Jameson. The people who did the renovations to my studio and to the new Full Grip Games play area created the table. There's basically this building engineer that's kind of like in charge of the whole project. His name's Greg. Yeah, Greg is kind of like goated when it comes to problem solving. So like, I'm pretty sure Greg can just like make anything. I'm pretty sure he could just like make or do anything or commission anything to get made or done. That's what, I don't know. His title is building engineer. He's a building engineer. I guess that's what building engineers do. They make stuff happen, right? So like, Greg knows enough people that he can make any project happen. Yeah, like anything you want done, he can make it happen. It's cool to still have the wooden table up here in the studio. Yeah, the wooden table looks nice. It's got a different vibe to it. But for like tournaments, yeah, this thing is super hot for tournaments though. All right, anyways. Alex gonna draw some cards. How's he? Oh, is that a Cynthia and Caitlin he played? I don't even know what cards he's playing, man. Is that a quick ball? I can't even tell. Yes. What's the one more thing? The one more thing I want to get done is I want to create like a curved counter that sits like directly in front of the table here. Like a curved kind of like a curved little like cubby. Basically like a curved counter. I don't really know how to describe it. Like a curved counter where you could like have like a sign system where you could like input, you know, you basically could slide in, like if it's GLC night, you could slide in a sign that says Gym Leader Challenge. If it's like standard night, you could slide in a sign that says standard. And if it's like one of our 4Ks, you could slide in a sign that says Journey Together $4,000 cash tournament or something, right? Just like a little bit of extra flair. Yeah, some sort of like, I'm imagining like a curved kind of like wooden shelf / counter that would sit like right in front of the table here. It would not be higher than the table. It would be like equal height to the table. And like that way, if a player had a water bottle, they could stick the water bottle inside the little cubby or something. I could hide my dice and the walkie-talkie could go inside the... All we're missing is the ugly fake grass carpet and gamer chairs. That's what I'm saying, Tony. Yes. We do need to get some gamer chairs, unfortunately. These chairs are not gamer enough. I think we could use some gamer chairs. All right, dang. Dave found the double colorless energy. That's crazy. All right, Alex has got Zoroark and Evolution Incense. Evolution Incense going to be able to get... Yo, dang, and did the Snorlax wake up? That's crazy. Evolution Incense getting Liepard. I mean, this is a turn 2 Snorlax, Thumping Snore, Luxurious Cape going first, right? I mean, that's a lot of pressure. Yeah, some say colorless is too good. some say. Now, funny enough, I'm usually a huge advocate of the Mind Jack Zoroark. I think it is the better Zoroark to play. However, against colorless, the Foul Play Zoroark is better. So, you know, Foul Play Zoroark would be able to copy Thumping Snore for 180 damage here, which would be pretty big. Still not a one-hit KO. I mean, because of this luxurious cape. So really, all Alex has to do is just like figure out a 2-hit KO on this thing. So it's not really a problem because you're still taking 2 prizes over the course of 2 turns, right? So it's not a problem. If you use Spiritomb, you poke this thing for 70, and then you say, all right, next turn, I need to find a way to do 180 damage. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to have to figure out. All right, Dave's guy swinging heavy ball, swinging a miss there. Cyclizar down. Does Dave have anything else? He's got the boss in hand. So he could just go chasing down like Liepard or something, which would be really bad for Alex for sure. But then Dave's getting like no additional energy drop, really. Yeah, and I think it's just going to go for boss on Liepard. That'd be my guess. Yep, and here comes the Liepard. This is not great for Alex. Capture energy to Cyclizar. I mean, this is everything you could possibly want. And there's the Bidoof, and this is really the colorless playbook right here. Turn 2, Thumping Snore going first. Turn 3, Boss Thumping Snore with the free Wake Up because I flipped double heads. Yes. This is the colorless playbook to a T. Duo down for Dave. He's got Guzma in hand for next turn, just in case this wasn't enough. But Dave has fully benched and flipped double heads again. Goodness gracious. Raihan is huge. Wow. Actually, all right. So with the Raihan, but Alex just took all of those energy out of his discard pile, so he can't actually play Raihan right now. Because I think the energy are no longer in his discard pile, and he can't use... He just can't use Raihan. Like, funny enough, if he had promoted Spiritomb, then the Raihan would be live. So I think the Sneasel promotion, like, technically incorrect. Like, I think Spiritomb maybe is technically the correct promote. Or is there a darkness in the discard pile? Am I tripping? No, there is no darkness. So the Spiritomb promotion was actually correct. Hindsight's 2020, but like... then Alex is like, guess I'm not benching the Guzzlord then, huh? Guess I'm not. Yeah, single darkness to Zoroark. Build Spite. You could do 100 damage now. He's got the Field Blower in hand, so he could knock out the Snorlax. It doesn't feel good, but yeah, I think you kind of have to get that thing out of there, right? I think I like holding on to the U-turn board just in case, but... Spiritomb, Anguish Cry will take the knockouts. And now Dave's got Bibarel online. And should be able to stream attackers here. I mean, just Ram on the Cyclizar can take a knockout. So all Dave has to do is just stream attackers for the rest of the game. He's already kind of up an energy attachment that he needs. Incisors for 2, finds a fire energy. And Guzma Hala, going to discard fire, and Guzma can go get a Stadium, Tool card, and a special energy. Looks like Lost City, potentially. Going to go in. Muscle Band. And then the final energy choice, maybe Twin Energy, double colorless energy. There's been a lot of discussion in the Gym Leader Challenge Discord lately about the future of colorless and Gym Leader Challenge with all the hop stuff coming out. It does seem like it is going to be quite powerful, so could be some updates coming to Gym Leader Challenge this summer. Necessary updates, potentially involving double colorless energy and twin energy. So we'll see. We'll see. Of course, as with anything, we're just kind of keeping an eye on things right now and trying to take in as much data as possible. But it does seem that colorless sure does get a lot of love, a lot of mileage out of those 2 double energies that it gets to play. So that's kind of the major issue, is like, why does colorless get 2 double energies? 3, really. All right, Alex can finally activate his Raihan, so here he goes. Raihan to Guzzlord. Beast Ring. Get 2 more darkness energies. To attach from the deck, but you really only need 1. If you've got a double colorless or twin energy in hand. And then there's the twin energy. There's Beast Ring, yep. Then Red Banquet can take this knockout, but Alex doesn't have anything else in his hand. Nothing else. So Red Banquet, 2 prizes. Does find Marnie and I think a Nest Ball there. And Dave has some work cut out for him. I mean, Dave's got to like figure out how to do 150 damage here. Or else things are about to get really hectic. Yeah, Doduo KO last turn could have been cool. It would have allowed Cyclizar to hang around for this turn. Dave does have Raihan in hand, but no attackers to go in with. Nestash. So no Raihan here. And then Mela is in the prizes. So Trainer's Mail, Night Stretcher, and yeah, I was going to say Night Stretcher and the Rescue Stretcher, both quite good. Can use that to go get Snorlax. So now Dave has to find the Raihan, right? Now that Dave has chucked the Raihan to the bottom of the deck, now Dave has to try and find them off of this Instruct and Industrious Incisors. Can he do it? Instruct for 3. Versus Seeker, so that's a discard pile check. Nothing there. Rotom Phone can help dig even deeper. Special Charge can chuck special energy back into the deck. Looks like it's going to be a Rotom Phone. You look 5, stack 1, shuffle the rest. And Raihan is not there, so now it's like another weird situation. Dave has to try and find the Raihan. He's got Industrious Incisors for 3. None of these cards are it, so he has to stack 1 non-Raihan card on the top and then proceed to draw 2 more cards. Yo, thank you, Peter, for that Prime sub in the 22 months. Appreciate you. Hopefully you're doing well. All right, Dave's made his selection. And then an Industrious Incisors coming in for a draw of 3. And Dave already knows what his top deck is. Oh, so now he's just going to rearrange. Okay, and I don't hate that. It's like you do know that your top deck is not a Raihan, so you could put 2 other cards back into the deck and then rearrange the deck. So now you've got an Industrious Incisors for 3, maybe 4 if you can find Dodrio and use the zooming draw. So let's see what Dave can find off this Industrious Incisors. Incisors for 3 big ones. Here we go. Fire. That's it. He found it. You're nuts. Wow. I know. And you see Alex is like, that's actually crazy, bro. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's unfortunate for me. If you're me, you really hate to see that. Yeah, you really do hate to see that. If your name is Alex Carpenter, that's for sure. Wow. Just rip the Raihan. With the game on the line, really. I mean, that with the whole game on the line, ripping that Raihan is huge. Yeah, and here comes Dave, and that's Thumping Snore for knockout. No way he gets 2 more heads. Nah, he's asleep. Guzzlord to the Lost Zone. Okay. With 4 Pokemon on the bench, that means Zoroark is hitting for 130 damage right now. With a Muscle Band, it will take a clean knockout with Mind Jack. Alex is on the ropes now. He's got a nest ball, so can go get another Pokemon out of his deck. Sableye. And then I think Alex's supporter in hand is Marnie. Dave took Mela, still kind of behind on the energy attachment thing, right? Like, if this Snorlax goes down, then it's going to have to be a Mela into another, or Kangaskhan, double energy, something like that. Sableye first. Check the top deck. Discard that Hisuian Heavy Ball. Don't need it where we're going. And I think it's just got to be Hiding Dark to Zoroark and say, yeah, I got to find this Muscle Band or Dark Claw, right? Kind of a do or die situation. And then Marnie just has to rip it. The escape rope, I don't know that the escape rope's worth it. You have to just rip it. Lost Zone that Snorlax. You got to just trust your deck. Muscle Band or Dark Claw's coming up, just like how Dave ripped that Raihan. You're just going to find the Muscle Band or the Dark Claw. Shebang, right here. Yup. Told you. Told you, gamers. I told you. You just got to trust in thy deck. Not a great looking hand we've got here. I mean, it's Tag Call and like Float Stone. And like a Night Stretcher. So it's not like the best. Artisan get another basic if Alex even wants that. Mind Jack is going to take this knockout. It's kind of just thinking that he needs to go for it and brace for impact, right? Yeah, lost zoning the Snorlax feels really good, so I kind of feel Alex on the not putting Artisan into play. Just lost zone the Snorlax and say, I'm chilling. That's coughing off the prizes. Dave's got another Twin Energy in hand. If he can just find Kangaskhan, then we'll see. It looks like Dave is using a Nest Dash for 1. Then has Instruct and Industrious Incisors. Just a ridiculous amount of draw. He's got Fan Rotom off the Buddy Buddy Poffin. And here we go, shuffling up. And what's it going to be off the Instructs? I mean, in order to take a knockout, it's pretty much got to be Kangaskhan. Or Mela. Thank you, Master Omok, for that sub in the 34 months. Struct for 3. There's Fire and Tag Call. Not what you want. Probably got to burn the Tag Call. It's possible Dave could miss this knockout. I mean, he definitely could. Alex could sneak away with the dub. This is a really close game. We'll see if Dave is able to pull another rabbit out of his hat, though. This Industrious Incisors. Probably just want to play the tag call to burn it. Because you just want to draw as many cards as possible. That or he's going to keep his deck in the same order. Looks like keep it in the same order. Ooh, nope, and those are some duds. Absolutely nothing helping there. You could go tag call if, I don't know, if he's playing Cynthia and Caitlyn. Tag call for Cynthia and Caitlyn could be a thing, but he's probably not playing Cynthia and Caitlyn. Probably just Mallow and Lana and Guzman Hala. Looks like Adventure Bag. Let's see. Yeah, Mello was in there. Honestly, that would have been very lucky of him to find the Mello, though. And then, again, he just doesn't really have a great attacker. I mean, Oranguru can do it. Psychic. Psychic could do it on Oranguru. But again, I think we're just missing the knockout this turn. Cypher Maniac's got to be the supporter that Dave plays. He hasn't played a supporter yet. But he doesn't have any more digs, so he's not really going to be able to use that effectively. All right, let's see. If David wins and Jack, the other 3-0, loses, let's see. Natalie's texting me asking me questions about who I want on stream. Because these are 3-0s. Right, yes. Alex and Dave are both 3-0. I'm having a hard time thinking about who I want on stream final round because I'm still trying to figure out how this game's going to end. Cyphermania. All right, so Dave's got 2 cards he's stacking with Cypher. And Alex dodging a bullet here. Going to be able to run it back for another knockout with Zark. And this right here is why I think the Mindjack Zark is so good. Because the Mindjack Zark is continuing to put on pressure. Whereas if this were the foul play Zark, right, it's like... If it were the foul play Zork, then Dave could put up a Pokemon like Squovit, and Zork wouldn't be able to do anything. But this Zork is just pumping out damage. So now, at this point, if Alex can just get Weavile into play, he should win. So, I mean, this has been an insane game with a lot of back and forth trading. Excavate going to take a look at the top card of the deck, and Alex going to keep it. Got U-turn board to Sableye. Can Alex just find the Weavile? It's all he needs. Night Stretcher gets the Darkness Energy for Sneasel, so... We know that Alex just checked his top deck and decided to keep it. So he liked what he saw. He's got Tag Call in hand, but he's already used Cynthia and Caitlyn, I think. So it's just going to be Mind Jack knockouts. This game is coming down to the wire. What did Alex see? Unfair stamp to 1. Oh my God. Not unfair stamp. Reset stamp to 1 with no Lipard in play. Oh my goodness. Can Alex find what he needs to win this game off of just 1 card? Well, that one's not it. Dave's got Kangaskhan now. Incisors. Yeah, the reset stamp to 1. Not looking good for Alex. Hex Maniac as the supportive return and knockout. So no abilities work. Oh, this is terrible. Because Dave turned off all of his abilities, so Weavile would not win the game now. And Alex has nothing. Guzma and Hala, but can't play it. Can play it for just the stadium. And all Dave needs is a single energy. Oh, and Alex is right here at the finish line, but can't seal the deal. Can't use Excavate. Can't do anything. That 1 card off of the reset stamp, just not enough. I know. Alex was low-key punished for not burning the tag call before Excavate. It's true. Alex should have burned that tag call. There's not really anything he wanted. And then drawing the tag call off the stamp to 1 is like, that's exactly why you're supposed to burn the tag call. All right, so Alex has to retreat into Hoopa and pass. Kangaskhan only does 100 damage with its second attack. If there's a powerful colorless in the deck, then Dave can take the win with Kangaskhan's Hammer in. Arvin for Escape Rope. And that is it. And Dave is going to take round 4. Advancing to 4-0. Alex suffers another tough defeat there right next to the finish line with his Darkness deck. It was really well played. Alex was kind of hanging on for dear life in that game. Never really established a confident board, but was able to stay in that game thanks to Zorark and Guzzlord, despite Dave's very quick and speedy starts with Snorlax. So Dave will advance to 4-0 and is about to have a chance to earn his first badge here at GLC League Nights. Let's take a look at that badge board. Alex Carpenter's got 6, playing for his 7th badge, but just lost. Apparently Jack is also doing well tonight, is what I've been hearing. So, ooh, this is a close one. Mirror match. All right, Craig is 2-1, but it's looking like Craig is going to win this one, which would put both him and Jack, to 3-1. So now Jack is 3-1 and Craig is 3-1. And Alex is 3-1. And there's only one 4-0, and it's David Cook. So who do we want on stream? I feel like we've had everybody on stream. We've had Jack on. Everybody who's 3-1 and up, we've had on stream. So we got one more game. We get to choose who we see. Uh-oh, things are looking a little bit rough out here for Mr. Patterson. Yeah, it looks like that Lost Zone deck is doing Lost Zone things. Oh, John, are you getting Lost Zoned here? He's got the tulip. All right, it looks like Hunter wins. All right. What do you guys want to see? Do you want to see Hunter on stream one more time? He's 3-1. Or do you want to see Dave Cook on stream one more time? He's 4-0. What are we feeling? Gotta let the 4-0 play for the dub, right? On stream. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Yeah. So we'll let Dave play his 4-0 match on stream. It's only right. You earned it. The only 4-0 in the house with colorless. Now I'm going to be playing a Gym Leader Challenge Conquest with Jack on stream tomorrow. I've been getting a lot of flack, okay? People say that my Gym Leader Challenge decks are not original when I'm playing Conquest series. That's because I come to win, chatters. People always say, oh, Andrew, he always brings the same boring GLC decks, and they're so boring. Yeah, but they stack up dubs. That's what they do. There's nothing boring about winning, chatters. So I am, and I did make the lists. That's what I'm saying. They're my lists. I did also bring a Skeledirge deck with Call Bell in it. Yeah, that was a conquest. I did. I brought that once. I'm just saying, sometimes I've brought original stuff. But then I went and lost a conquest because I brought a silly deck. And now I never want to lose another conquest ever again. Yo, Max learned about GLC tonight over on YouTube and wanting to get into it. It's never been a better time to get into Gym Leader Challenge. You can read all about it over at gymleaderchallenge.com. Got all the rules and nice getting started guide there, as well as like an introduction to each type. It's never been a better time to play Gym Leader Challenge formats. But yes, Jack, Jack's, he said he's narrowed his choice down to 5 decks for tomorrow. He's going to have the new Hops stuff. So I think if Jack brings the new Hops colorless stuff, maybe I should try to win the conquest without bringing the Hops colorless stuff. I know Jack's going to bring it. It's probably just so broken that I ought to bring it too, though. I mean, people probably want to see the Hops colorless stuff in action, so I should probably just bring it. I'm definitely bringing new Wailord. I've got that deck already. Of course I've got Wailord. Of course I've got the whales. Of course. I think I may finally be softening on my stance on the Starmie. I think I might finally feel comfortable letting Starmie go. Freaking hate that. I just never have bench space for it. He's so nice, though. I just never have bench space for him. At the end of the game, that's when you set him up. You send him up at the end of the game. Starmie's parallel bait. Yeah, but you play Chaotic Swell. They never get parallel into play. You're fine. You're fine. You got the smelly smell. I know. Superior is just one card. I know, but then the Superior gets discarded all the time. So anyways, I'm thinking about... Jack is not a spread demon, though. All right? So I probably don't need to play Bench Barrier for Jack. Jack is not one of the spread demons at Full Grip. He might have, like, the spread Lightning deck with him tomorrow. So maybe I should just play my... I should probably just play my Bench Barriers just for, like... I should probably play my Bench Barriers just to have them. Because I would suggest anybody who's going to the Full Grip Games 1K, I would suggest playing Bench Barriers if you're playing if you're playing Water or Psychic. And Water and Psychic are two of my top picks for sure for that event. All right. The final countdown. Mello Rivera wants to know, I'm building my third deck. Water or Hop? Build Water. Yeah, go Water. Go Water for sure. Yeah, Manaphy. Honestly, I used to think it was so hilarious when I was playing my Amazing Raikou spread deck and like no one was playing Manaphy. I was like, dang, you guys could actually win this matchup if you just played Manaphy in your deck, but nobody plays Manaphy. And now nobody's playing Bench Barrier in their Psychic decks either. So like, I think it's a key time to play Bench Barrier. People are way too hip to the fact that people are cutting Bench Barrier. The spread demons, they're going to try and come out at the Full Grip Games 1K. Play your Bench Barriers. Play your Scoop Up Nets. Play your Parallel Cities. Parallel City yourself. There are so many. If you guys know me, then you know I'm the biggest spread hater of them all. I think spread is such a fake strategy and that it's terrible. Why do I think it's terrible? There are a million ways to counter it. You could just play a card that heals your guys and then their whole strategy's ruined. You could do things like even cards that don't directly counter spread counter spread, like Parallel City. Just parallel yourself. Discard something that's racked up damage. Your opponent's livid. Play Scoop Up Net. That's just a good card. You could play it to completely heal one of your guys. And then there's Bench Barrier. Play that. Mallow and Lana. Yeah, I am the biggest spread hater of them all. So, which is sad for me because Lightning was my favorite deck before the Raikou ban. Dang the creator of Gym Leader Challenge for banning Amazing Raikou. Dang him. Dang him to heck. Nerfed my favorite deck. It's messed up. If only there was some way to avoid this. If only there was a way I could get in contact with the guy who keeps the GLC ban list, and I could really give him an earful. Great turnout, though, tonight. We've had a lot of really good turnouts for GLC League lately. Consistently getting upwards of 5 rounds. So that's really exciting. Got another 5-rounder here tonight. And there we go. It's game time, gamers. Round number 5. We've got Jack Martin on the left versus Dave Cook on the right. I think that this matchup is actually good for the water deck. I mean, it actually is good, but, you know, Jack's hand is looking trash and Dave's hand just top decked Battle VIP Pass. So maybe it's just Dave's night, folks. Battle VIP Pass for Fan Rotom and Oranguru. Fan Rotom can use Fan Call. Go get 3 colorless Pokemon with 100 hit points or less. Put them into Dave's hand. And a Cypher Maniac. Goodness gracious. So Dave gets to stack his deck with 2 cards. and then can Nest Dash into them. You go Energy, TM, Turbo, Energize. Yep. No, just the RAM for 70. You got to be kidding me. Okay. Sure. After all, why not, Dave? It's your world. We're just living in it. What can Jack do about this? Ultra Ball. For Drizzile. And Drizzile can use its Shady Dealings ability. To go get Research, and I think that's a smart choice. Jack's got to get out of his hand. And find some more cards. Because he's under a lot of pressure right now. We got Research. Discard the hand, draw 7. Dive Ball is found. Another Water Energy 2. I feel like that Water Energy went to the Drizzile maybe a little bit too quick. Excuse me. Yeah, I think that Water Energy got slapped down to the Drizzile a little bit too quick. You at least got to think about it, right? Because if Dave finds a Gust card this turn, then, I mean, it's over. Looks like that's not going to be the deal, though. Probably just Arvin, get Ultra Ball, get Bibarel. Go from there, right? U-turn board to the Squovitz, Ultra Ball, discard Palpad, and Scoop Up Net. And I'm going to go get Bibarel. Nest Dash for 1. Instruct for 3. And Incisors for 2. There's Dodrio. We got a Zooming Draw for 1 coming up. And Driving Buddies. Take the knockout. All right, so Jack, you know, he's not totally out of this yet. He's got the Drizzile fully loaded. Dive Ball in hand. Can go get Inteleon. Inteleon can search out 2 trainer cards, and it does 120 damage with Aqua Bullet. So, I mean, this is the opportunity right here. get everything going. Now, what you got to do is you got to use this opportunity to go get your Seismitoad built up. I think Jack kind of acknowledges that it needs a bigger board state and is looking at the Buddy Buddy Poffin. Got Ball Guy in hand already. Like, do you need to go get Buddy Buddy Poffin? You could just use the Ball Guy in hand to go get some balls out of the deck. And then you could Shady Dealings for, like, other stuff. Like, I kind of like, you know, do you not want a Shady Dealings for, like, maybe a Rescue Stretcher to get back the Remoraid or something like that? Pot Helmet even. Like, I think Pot Helmet here goes crazy. In fact, I would say, like, I mean, maybe Buddy Buddy and Pot Helmet's fine, but, like, you definitely got to get, like, you could Hex. You could get Hex. Yeah, Hex Maniac here would go crazy. So Buddy Buddy Poffin looks like it's going to be one. I mean, there's so many good options. Pot Helmet or Hex, I think, are the best two. Could not see getting Irida. You've got a Ball Guy in your hand, Jack. No! Yeah, I could have replicated that with the Ball Guy in the hand and then, you know. So then what was the grab? Buddy Buddy grabbed Timple. And then, yeah. All right, so Irida has not been played yet. Yeah, I would have really liked to see Jack play Hex here. I think that would have been big. You pretty much make it so that Dave can't do anything. You could even go Hex Stamp. I also think Jack should have at least played a supporter, because I don't think he played one, right? I mean, no, he didn't. He could have, like, at least played the Ball Guy, right? Yeah. So, a couple things there. Jack definitely should have played the Ball Guy, if nothing else. But now it's kind of like just left the door open for Dave to come swinging right back. Like, this play here doesn't exist if Jack plays Hex. Well, that's the thing about Gym Leader Challenge. That's why I try to, like, offer some insight when I'm commentating over the matches, because there are a million ways to misplay in a game of GLC. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, because especially when you're talking, like, a singleton deck, Shady Dealings, I mean, yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of stuff you could grab out of the deck, right? And who's to say what the right call is, what the right route is, being able to kind of see the routes unfolding turns ahead. That's kind of what makes, that's what makes the really good Gym Leader Challenge players really good. Luxurious Cape to the Dodrio. And a little Nestash. Fire Energy to Dodrio. Really? And then Snorunt getting the push. With the escape rope. Yeah, and it's like, so my beef with Jack's route is, like, since he got Irida off of Inteleon and then didn't play it, and then also had Ball Guy in hand from the turn previous and also didn't play it. So now he, like, can't do anything interesting this turn. Like, he can't make the kind of play he needs to be able to make in order to win this turn. Like, he could Irida for a field blower maybe, but, like, I feel like you just need to be able to do more. You need to be able to disrupt more. You need to be able to find cards like Hex and Yeah, I would have really liked to see the Remoraid get recovered last turn as well, so that we could get an Octillery going. Zooming draw, and what do you know? It's a Snorlax. And then Ballistic Beak for the knockouts. Jack finds Raihan, which is a good card to have at a time like this. You could Field Blower the Dodrio. You could Raihan. The thing is, the reset stamp just goes... there's like no point in playing the reset stamp here because Oranguru and Bibarel are in play. So like, it's a cool idea, but you really want to pair the reset stamp with a Hex. So yeah, so the reset stamp is effectively doing nothing. Jack's going to get Rare Candy and Palafin with Irida. Would have liked to see Jack again play that ball guy last turn at the very least. Because then he could have some ball cards in his hand and he wouldn't have to like use his supporter to go get that stuff. And here's Palafin. Here's Rare Candy Seismitoad. I mean, the gang's all here. Level Ball. And who we getting off Level Ball? Basculin. Seems good. And then Aqua Bullet can take this knockout. Again, it's really going to come down to the Seismitoad. So I think Jack has a chance if he gets the Seismitoad rolling. He basically just needs like Pot Helmet on the Seismitoad. Going to be about as good as it gets. Dave's got 3 prizes left. The thing about the colorless deck is that you just kind of have to play Raihan or Mela in a situation like this. So this is where Skwovet comes in. This is why using Ability Lock is so good against the colorless deck, because like they have to find Raihan or Mela. They have to draw a million cards to make it happen. You know, if this Snorlax misses Raihan or Mela this turn, it's disaster, right? Total disaster. But Dave's going to get to see so many cards. But I mean, this whole game opens up. If Dave misses it, this whole game opens up. So it looks like he's going to use Artisan, grab Kangaskhan. He's got Tag Call. Can't play Hisuian Heavy Ball. Could play Tag Call. Yep, just to thin the deck. Or thin the hand. And then got to shuffle up in preparation for the Industrious Incisors. Gets to see 4 cards. There's a Pokegear in there. Looking for the Raihan or the Mela to get an extra energy to the Snorlax. Well, let's see if he can find it. Dave has had quite a lot of good fortune today ripping these supporters when he needs them most. Can he make it happen again? Incisors for 4. Versus Seeker. Is it in the discard pile? No, he whiffs. That is a huge whiff there. Dave unable to find the Mela or the Raihan, so not actually going to be able to attack this turn with the Snorlax. And this is how momentum can swing. I'm sure Jack is stoked, but Jack, I don't think, has like a great hand. Great hand. He's got like Ball Guy. I think he's got Guzma. I see Guzma, but is there a pivot? Oh, this is hilariously exactly what Jack needs. Because now Jack can take a double knockout on Bieberell and Squovit. Dude, this is crazy. Jack's gonna do it, man. Holy smokes, Jack. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, yeah, Guzman the Bieberell. Yeah, bring him up. Here he comes. Here he comes. Yes. Artisan. Yeah, that was the fastest Guzma I'd ever seen. This is the perfect play, though, Jack. So Jack knew exactly what he wanted to do here. This is the play. Take that double knockout on the Bieberell and the Squovit. That is a significant chunk of Dave's draw engine. All Dave's going to have is the Oranguru now. But we'll have a Snorlax. Raihan still in hand. Double knockouts. All right, we've got ourselves a real game going on here. Let's go. All right, Dave, ball's in your court. Where are we going? Snorlax. Yes, sir. And there's Buddy Poffin versus Seeker. Rescue Stretcher can go get the Squovit back. Yeah, Buddy Poffin. And there's the Squovit and the Bidoof. And they're right back. So Squovit can allow Dave to draw a few cards this turn. Dave can put his hand on the bottom of the deck with Nest Dash and then fill his hand to 3. Versus Seeker for Mallow. Okay, so he can stack exactly what he wants. Probably just an energy, right? Energy, Fighting Fury Belt. I mean, that seems pretty good, right? Try to make it as difficult as possible for the Snorlax to get knocked out. Field Blower's already been used on Jack's side. Dang, it's crazy. Colorless can still easily win this. Jack's still got work to do. Say, if Jack played an Enhanced Hammer in his deck, that would go a long way. But I'm not sure that he does. Fury Belts. Instruct for 3. Fire Energies. Mela in hand for next turn. It's pretty good. Thumping Snore can take the knockouts. Does Snorlax wake up? No. Sleepy. And Jack's got an energy in his hand now, so he could just Raihan and swing. Or he could take the knockout with Palafin. It actually is probably correct to just take the knockout with Palafin. So because you could Raihan to the Palafin and then go get Floatstone and retreat into Palafin and take the knockout, right? So, like, I actually think I like that play better. Palafin's, like, kind of big. Enhanced Hammer would go nuts. He does have the Enhanced Hammer in the deck, so he could Raihan for E-Hammer. Pot Helmet. There's a lot of really good options here. You can get Pot Helmet, you can get Enhanced Hammer, you can get Pokemon League Headquarters. So we'll see what he decided to get. Pokemon League Headquarters seems like... I think probably the weakest option. Because I think if Dave... Yeah, it just seems like the weakest option. I think I would have preferred to see Enhanced Hammer here. Like, force Dave to reinvest into this damaged Snorlax, right? 100 damage. 120. We'll see if this wakes up. Does not wake up. Now, Dave's hand is kind of jammed, but it doesn't matter because of Squovit, so... Reset Stamp. Getting played, and then Dave has to decide, all right, am I going the extra energy here? And this is the thing. I think that Enhanced Hammer was 100% the play, right? Because, like, look at this. Because Dave can draw out of this. Like, if Dave takes this knockout, then that's just on Jack for not playing the E-Hammer. Dave's got Winona he can play to go get Bibarel. And then if Dave just finds a stadium, then... Oh, he's got the Colress. But he needs to switch. He's already attached. Because the Snorlax is asleep. So, yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Yeah, I think that yeah, League I'm not a fan of cards like Pokemon League Headquarters. I think that they're just too easy to play around. It's what I call a reactive card. Like, it doesn't actually do anything when you put it into play. A stadium like Parallel City is like proactive. A stadium like Brooklyn Hill is proactive, right? They do things the second you put them into play. But defensive stadiums like League Headquarters, I feel like, are just usually pretty bad. Now, Path to the Peak is a different example because it actively stops your opponent from drawing cards. So, like, a disruptive stadium like League Headquarters is really not doing anything because your opponent can still just draw out of it, right? Like we're seeing right here. So, really not a fan of Pokemon League Headquarters. I understand what you like want it to do, but cards like that just rarely work, I feel like. All right, Jack's got an energy attachment to Palafin. Seismitoad got to hang out here. I mean, so it is looking like this game is getting wrapped for Jack. He's got more energy. Funny enough, probably correct to just, I don't know, you want to just hold that Capacious Bucket, right? Like, is it worth thinning the Capacious Bucket out of the deck? Like, say you get N to 1. And energy might just be all you need to win the game. Having more outs to them in your deck is not bad. Also, you're thinking like, okay, what if my opponent Ionos me? Because that's another option, right? Then you're Ionoing. You're getting 2 water energy Iono to the bottom of the deck. So I don't actually think it was correct for Jack to use that bucket there. I think you just keep the energy in deck, keep the bucket in hand, swing. Now, if he didn't have an energy to drop onto the Palafin, I'd say, sure, play the bucket, but he did. So again, very small optimizations there, but that kind of stuff adds up over, if you're going to be playing Pokemon cards all the time, every week, lots of tournaments and stuff, like it's little things like that. Little things like that. You just have to ask yourself, like, before you play every card, you say, like, all right, what am I trying to avoid? What am I trying to accomplish? Does playing this card help me to get there? How could playing this card hurt me? How could playing this card help me? It's all these little kind of like micro decisions that you're making every single turn, every single card action. And, your players that have been playing for a long time are going to be able to look through cards like that, ask themselves those little questions and kind of answer them rapid fire as they're playing through a turn. All right, Dave just kind of scrambling here, seeing if there's anything he can do. Got Mustache, 2 prizes left to take. Instruct for 2. Hex and Special Charge. Final 2 prizes there for Dave. If he doesn't disrupt Jack's hand, Jack has it. And there's the scoop. Jack is going to win the 5th and final round here at Full Grip. Congrats to Jack. Big dub there, taking down Dave. And now we've got a whole bunch of 4-1s here at the shop, and I don't know who's winning. Which one of the 4-1s will be tonight's victor? We've got our little crowd here. Lovely. Well, that was a fun game to watch. Congrats to Jack for being able to pull that one back from the jaws of defeat. Dave seemed to be on fire tonight, especially with that turn 1 knockouts. Now, Dave might still win, but it's going to come down to resistance. It's going to come down to resistance because we've got more than one player finishing the night with 4-1. So that's going to do it for me tonight, folks. And if you want to know who won tonight's Gym Leader Challenge League based on resistance, make sure to join the Tricky Gym Discord, discord.gg/trickygym. And we'll be posting who won in the Discord. And then I also will announce on stream tomorrow who won. And I'm going to have Jack coming into the studio. We're going to play some Tabletop Gym Leader Challenge tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun. I'll catch you guys there. Thank you so much for the love and support tonight. Huge thank you to all the subs. Thank you everybody watching on Twitch and YouTube. Make sure to check out the sponsors, FullGripGames.com for all the best Pokemon trading card game singles and sealed product, as well as DragonShield.com for all the best sleeves and accessories for your favorite tabletop games. I'll be back tomorrow morning